Good Wednesday, folks. Hope you're having a great day. It's a beautiful day here in Dartmouth. Well, here for me in real life in Dartmouth. It's also a nice sunny day in Minecraft. We're back in Westhill, at least for now. My name is Joel Duggan, if you haven't figured that out already. This is the Citadel SMP. It's almost 5 years old, and it is a vanilla Let's Play. We do have some mods for UI and performance. And some data packs just to make a few things a little bit easier, but nothing too drastic. Think Hermitcraft. If you know Hermitcraft, then you know the kind of gameplay we get up to here. And I want to say a big shout out to Cosmic Dancer, Soupful, Mind Trip Media, and Master Crunchy. I think I saw Elkhorn here as well. Thanks for coming in, folks. Glad to see you. I did run an ad just before we started the stream, and some people were saying I don't see it. If you are a sub, you won't see the ads. That's why I asked if there's anybody here that can see it, because it's only someone that's not yet a sub that can see the ads. And I've been having issues where the ads did not play at all, I don't think, on my last stream, which is not good, because I play those on breaks, and I would like them to do the thing that I want them to do. We are going through a little bit of growing pain here on the stream in good ways. If you listen to the Spawn Chunks on Monday, in the render distance, I talked about the fact that I've picked up a few new stream overlay packages from nerdordie.com, and I'm looking forward to implementing them. Looking forward to upgrading some graphics here, including the leaderboard across the top, and maybe coming up with some new custom alerts, which I think should be fun. Changing the colors, things like that. I'm looking forward to being a little bit more unique with the things that I'm doing on Twitch. But there is a trial and error to this process. And right now, I'm going through the error portion of that. So I've been trying to test to see what things are looking like. The last time we were here in Westhill, where did you come from? There's no nether portals around here. Like, I don't have any. The pig must have got struck by lightning. That has to be what happened. Did anybody hear a thunderstorm in the early warm up to the stream, in the starting soon screen? I know it was raining. Was there a thunderstorm maybe? Because that's the only thing I can think of. There's a pig in the screenshot on Twitter. He was right here. So that would make sense, actually. That's really funny. Flying Sheep with the Prime Gaming sub. Thanks ever so much. No, I lied. Flying Sheep converted the Prime Gaming sub to a Tier 1 sub. Thanks ever so much. Continuing on the sub. Appreciate it. I'm sure you are enjoying your time in the Discord as many other people are. Anyway, as I was saying before I get distracted by the weird zombie pigman, we spent the last few streams, several weeks actually, finishing up Lowtown, which is this area here in Westhill, and it has all these old barns full of like boats and wood. We've got a guard tower here that actually has a top to it. You can travel all the way up here and get out on the battlement and look out over the river, which I think is pretty cool. We also did all the different houses and some of them like shops or bakeries and things all down here. They all have interiors, which is cool. Excuse me, pig. You can live here now if you figure out how to open doors. I wonder if he knows it's a butcher shop. Maybe he doesn't. Anyway, the last thing what we did that I was really happy with were these market stalls. With like a fish stall, we've got roots and vegetables, we've got a bakery stall, we've got a butcher stall, and then we have a honey and a candle stall, which I thought was really kind of fun. And we've not done anything over there. I'm trying to work out what we might do next. We might not even work in Westhill today. I kind of want to go scope out a location in the Nether for a potential farm. I've been in a very technical mood since we spent the last few streams working on Cosmic's flower farm, which I hear she's already made very good use of on her stream yesterday. Alyssa Dawn, welcome back. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great day. Had to discontinue Prime, but wanted to still support. Well, I appreciate that. That's really kind of you, Flying Sheep. I'm glad that you made the transition and managed to stay on. I'll mention this now only because I think it makes sense to mention it now. For folks that are on a budget, as I know sometimes throughout the pandemic, even though things are trying to get back to normal as best we can, if you're on a budget and you still want to support, the Patreon page gets you access to the Discord. You don't get the Twitch emotes, but you still get access to the community and the Patreon page, which is in the chat thanks to Cosmic. It's just patreon.com/Joel Duggan. It's the most affordable way to support. So it's really a great consistent way for me to get support because it's such a small little thing. And so people find that it might fit tighter budgets. But again, if you like the Twitch emotes and you want to do the Twitch thing and that makes the most sense to you, then I appreciate all of it. It really doesn't matter. It's wherever you're more comfortable supporting, because I really appreciate it all the same. Cormac, thanks. Happy to be here. I'm pretty good. I was feeling fantastic. I had a good solid workout this morning. I was tired, but I felt good. And then just after lunch, I started to feel kind of blah. And so hopefully this stream will pep me up a bit. This large cup of coffee is certainly going to help. There are many more flowers in Somerville now. That's great. Hopefully this farm doesn't lag your computer out because it was lagging mine. Speaking of what's next, and my time in Somerville, I think one thing we need to add around here is certainly more color. Coming back here, as cool as it is, I'm really proud of this build. It is gray. Like it is gray and it's brown. There's some green here and there, but it's really quite drab. And I think hopefully that's going to change because when we do eventually move around to this side of the town, which you will see here is very empty and on the map is very large. It's probably the largest area that we've ever attempted, right? Like this was big. I think this is smaller, but more detailed. These are sizable chunks, but they're bigger builds. This, all the way to the river, is a huge area. I want to try to keep some of the trees, you know, like in backyards and things, but I want this to be a fancier part of town, the kind of places where the richer merchants and some of the maybe, you know, higher up families would live. And I think we'll have to be careful with flowers because, of course, there's a biome change there from plains to taiga. So we'll have to try to keep some of the flowers in some of these front places here. But I'd like to add more color. I think that would be really cool. Maybe make some custom trees. Yeah, some custom trees would be kind of fun. I do like the Minecraft generation for spruce taigas, but we'll see what's going on next. You can see I've got a couple of wireframes up here. These have been up forever. The idea was just kind of figure out like what height is good, making this feel like a nice contained street. This, I think, is going to be a large stable. I think that's probably what I want to do here. Or a stable / inn or something combined, you know, with the stable on the left here and then the larger house inside here. I think that could be kind of cool. That might be a problem because it's all on an angle. I might have to change the house portion to be more of a right angle. We'll see what's going on there. But you can see on the map, it's quite a large, like that's a big build. I think I'm going to have to break that down into like an inside-outside sort of situation. And we don't have very many floor plans around here, but you can see the stuff on the right here gets crowded together. We do have the canal, which is coming down from, which will be the moat, which is right there, and that's going to come through and go down underneath here. I will remove the sheep and the pig. And then we have this building, which is kind of unique and has a height limit. I don't want it to block the view of the keep, so I don't want it to be much higher than, say, there. And this is probably going to get revamped over here. This is going to be a bigger build on the dock. And I think I found something on Pinterest that was going to be useful here. We'll see. And of course, none of the river has been landscaped around here either. So we'll get to all that. We certainly learned a lot about river landscaping in the last project here. But I'm looking forward to this. I don't have any inspiration at the moment, so I don't know if we're going to be diving in today. But I'm looking forward to probably starting with that stable inn idea and working inward from the gate as to what makes sense. I mean, a lot of this is going to be residential, so it's just going to be a matter of like coming up with different colors and design themes and things like that. And of course, to tie it together, we'll have to actually put some water in the moat and figure out what's happening with this stuff here. So I don't know what I should bring with me. I think I'm going to bring a couple of empty shulker boxes and some extra scaffolding maybe. Because I want to go scope out that place in the nether. Oh man, I didn't realize you were streaming today. Well, glad I could catch some of the stream, says Halo Guitarist. Halo, thank you. Appreciate that. Glad to see you here, as always. And this is a bonus. I wasn't supposed to have time today. Normally my Wednesdays are spent recording and editing the Citadel Cafe, the other podcast that I do. But we had some major internet issues connecting with Brockett this morning, and he ended up like double speaking. So like he would say something like, to go from here to there, and what I would hear and the recording would hear would be to go from here to, and there was nothing we could do about it. It was an internet thing. It wasn't his mic. It wasn't any of the connections. We troubleshooted everything. And what's frustrating is that nothing has changed since the last time that we recorded. So, it was a pain, and we're going to try again tomorrow. So for folks that are fans of the Citadel Cafe, you will get your opportunity to listen, but it might be a day or two later than planned. All right, this is full, so that's good. I've got 48 there and 64 there. I feel like I want another stack. I don't know if I have enough bamboo for that, at least not here. How many scaffolding bits do you get for bamboo? I don't remember the crafting recipe. Oh, I don't have enough string. Unless I've got string somewhere else. Oh, I went through and organized everything the other night. So now I've got boxes for like birch wood, jungle wood, acacia wood. I've got warped, crimson, the tables and chairs data pack, and then an end box as well. Maybe I'll actually get some of this, fill that up. And yeah, I guess I don't have any string for scaffolding. All right, well, we'll bring the bamboo. I might have string elsewhere that I can use. Wait a minute. Can I take string? I know that I can turn string into wool. Can I turn wool into string on the server? I can. Okay. We've got a couple of data pack recipes that are really handy. We get 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's all we can do. What I should do is plant this outside. Or I guess I could just plant it in here, couldn't I? Let's grab some dirt. I don't know if that's going to be a problem, but we'll move it anyway. Maybe that will help. And I'm also very turned around with where my stuff is. End box, green bin, put that back. Bamboo grows so fast, I agree. Right? Already started. It'll be easy to replenish. I'll grab the stuff out of here as well. I think 2 stacks should be fine. I'm going to get some netherrack anyway. All right. Let's walk and talk. Walk and talk. I finally bit the bullet and put some doors on the keep basement because I got blown up by a creeper one too many times. Instant Zero Tonin, thanks very much for the lurk. Appreciate it. If anybody wants to bring in their friends, or if you want to tell a coworker to throw me up on a off monitor, then I'd appreciate it. We're trying to grow the channel, and the more viewers, the better. I'm really surprised, Master Crunchy, that it's 6 bamboo and not 8. You know, I mean, like I appreciate that there's a pattern to it, but like as far as stack math goes, 6 is annoying. I mean, I guess you get so much bamboo, it doesn't really matter. No, we're gonna have to sleep before we leave town. We have to stop at the farm for a nap. Cool way to organize your building materials. Cormac, I didn't quite catch the context. Was it just the shulker boxes that have their own stuff in them, color coded, or was it something else? I've got a couple of different ways that I do it. In the ender chest, it's by like useful box, like nether box, wool, concrete. Rocket box has like food, ender pearls, and rockets in it. Utility box just kind of has all the stuff that you need, kind of like startup, kind of like little workstation stuff. Tools pretty self-explanatory. Redstone self-explanatory. And then it's just like by block type, you know, terracotta, honey, log, wood, moss. I've got more shulker boxes than I have room for in my ender chest. And we've found that we've been going through so many stone and wood materials here in the medieval city that we each block has its own box. Like stone's got its own box, stone bricks have its own box, cobblestone has its own box. That kind of thing. How do people feel about me revisiting old builds like this? Because with all the work that I've done in the town, this feels really out of place. I like this, but this feels really like completely different than everything I've got going on. I don't mind the roof, it's the size of it. I feel like all of this just, did I look at you? I don't think I looked at you. All of this just feels too big. Like I feel like I could cut this place in half and it would be a lot better. Master Crunchy says it's pretty surprising. I can think of many other blocks that have 6 when crafted. I mean, ladders are 16, but that's a factor of 64. Yeah, right? Like that makes sense. How much bamboo was it using? Was it using, I didn't even look at the recipe. At a certain point at endgame, I don't care how much things use. It's just weird as a pack rat, like as a digital pack rat, when you have like 4 things left over, I need to do something with them. And it's always much cleaner when like your stack of bamboo and your stack of string equals 2 stacks of, you know, or however many you get out of it, you know. Dandy Dalek with 100 bits. Thanks so much. First bit cheer of the day. Really appreciate that. Thank you. I see the bit overlay is working. That's good. I've got a lot of work cut out for me, I think, customizing some of these things. I'm looking forward to using some of my new alerts from Nerd or Die. It's probably not going to be something I use a lot for Minecraft, but it's probably going to be something, well, at least it will be for Minecraft, but I'm really looking forward to having something consistent for when I try to stream other games. It'll be fun. We've got something like that coming up, actually. We had 2 subscriber goals met the last time that that we were streaming. No, it was 2 weeks ago, where we can now we're gonna do a Lego Let's Chat, and we're gonna do a whatchamacallit, a new game. We're gonna pick a game and have the community vote on it, and I'm gonna stream a different game. Halo Guitarist still can't gift subs, but I'm already subscribed, and there's 1,000 bits. 1,000 bits, Halo. Thank you so much. Wow, really appreciate that. Let me know when Dandy Dalek's name rotates out on that leaderboard. It's what it should do, but hopefully it's not too much of a delay. End stuff. That's what I was looking for. I want some of that. Maybe not all of it. And we'll take a stack. Take 2 stacks because we can craft those. I I guess obsidian would technically be end stuff. Do I have that somewhere else? I thought I had more obsidian. Maybe I don't. I don't really build with obsidian very much. An anonymous gifter gave Dandy Dalek a tier 1 sub, and that kicked off a hype train. Thanks ever so much, Anonymous. That means we are 80% of the way through level 1 with 4.5 minutes left to go. You can use tier 1, Prime Gaming, or 100 bits to partake in the hype train. Dandy Dalek, make sure you connect your Discord and your Twitch accounts so that you can join us in the Discord. I don't really build with end stuff very much, but I noticed when I was working on Cosmic's area that I was lacking the option to even test to see what purpur would look like. And there's not much more in the end, is there? It's just obsidian. What I did want, though, is a shulker box for netherrack. So we're going to probably have to do some scaffolding. We're just gonna... That is not an empty shulker box. I thought I brought an empty shulker box. Oh. I did not bring empty shulker boxes. Yeah, that's not at all what I thought was in there. All those shulker boxes on the side were supposed to be empty. Alright, well, we'll put these in here. And then I'll just move all of this over to here, I guess. What do I not need that's in here? I don't care about the compass or the empty bottles. I'll take a couple of extra buckets, though. Actually, let's do my carts. A little bit of reorganizing, I think, happening on stream today. As we come across things we don't have. Alright, I've got nowhere to store that. That will have to come with, and that will have to come with. And I guess I can just leave these here. A 1,000 bits from Cosmic. Belated redstone on stream bits from last stream. I forgot them. Oh, did you? I could have sworn that you nailed all your redstone stream bits. Thanks so much, Cosmic. And Sweet Sandy is here. Hey, Sandy. With 100 bits jumping in on the hype train. Energizer Kid, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Glad you're here. Feel free to say hello. No worries if you're lurking, though. Appreciate it all the same. There is a comment that I missed. Oh, I see. So we're going to walk to the modern city. I could take the fast travel, but I wanted to get a bearing for where we're going for people. This is our nether. And I think where we need to go is this lava lake right here. I hope. I didn't bring the coordinates with me. I just kind of know my way around. Because I'm the one that does all the trimming on the server. What FPS do you stream at? I was looking at bumping mine up to 60, but I'm considering the performance issues that might come with that. I stream at, I want to say 75? Yeah, 75 FPS is my monitor's top refresh. I have a 2K monitor. My stream is at 60 frames a second, 1080. So OBS reduces the stream from 2K down to standard high def and 60. I run into issues. Oh, I've got the wrong. I run into issues with some people where if their internet connection is really low, because I'm not a partner, Twitch does not always give my stream the option for people to downgrade. But I'd much rather have a high quality stream than stream in 720. Because a lot of times I watch streams from other creators on my big screen TV, which is 4K. And if they're streaming in 720, it looks like crap. So I much prefer 1080p streams. Reason you're wearing iron leggings rather than diamond and netherite? Diamond I think looks silly. Iron because it makes makes the game harder for me, but not harder for everybody else in the server. So that's why. And I have been thinking about it though, because not that I die a lot, but like I wear netherite boots because I jump off of things a lot and I just don't like these to wear down super fast. The iron leggings are just because that's what I had. And there was a while when we were doing stuff on the server where I was dying a lot in lava and I lost a bunch of gear. And I just thought, I don't need it. Why am I busting my hump trying to get new stuff when I just end up losing it? It'd be different if I had netherite. If I had netherite, it wouldn't be for the protection or the durability. It would be because I don't want it to burn in lava. Obviously, I wear my elytra all the time. And the gold helmet is just because of the changes with 116 and the piglins. That's why I have this. It's really dark in here. Whoever decided to make this tunnel decided that darkness was their friend. Does this go? That goes in the wrong direction. I need to go outside, actually. Okay. So you can see this large lava lake coming into view to our southeast. Level 1 hype train completed. Thanks so much for participating, folks. Really appreciate it. So it might be time. I should probably also put my bow in my bar. Just in case a ghast shows up. Hopefully this is not too dark on stream. Lots of quartz over here. You know what? I think we're just gonna do this, and I should put these in my offhand. Just the right amount of dark? Nice. So this is a pretty big lava lake. Nope, that is not it at all. This is the first of several. So what I want to do is I want to build Nembom's gold farm, but the one that focuses on gold, not XP. But I don't like building things above the nether. We've decided as a server that we just prefer in farms. That's not a good way. I guess we have to leap and jump. This is a big lava lake. Yes, indeed. So my thought is that if we build the center of the farm somewhere around where my mouse is here in the middle, if I zoom in, like right there, high up, then the spawning, kind of like spawn proofing thing would only come down and really not have to deal with a lot down here. So that's the idea. I'm just not sure what's up here. I know, oh, there's a lot of hanging stuff. That's what I thought. Creepy biome. Very cool. Much death. I sense much death in this farm design. This may not be the best place. May not be the best place. Although, that's all over here though, on that side. The middle's not so bad. It's hard with the elytra because you can't really stop. About halfway. Whoa! Speaking of ghasts. Holy crap. Definitely don't want to get blasted here. What? Whoop, nope. That was close. So, building a farm here would be an adventure. That's for sure. Actually, I'm completely the other way. Yeah, there's a lot more to clear out here than I thought. This goes back to, I think, the other farm. If I remember correctly. Yeah, that's the gold farm? Yeah, there's the gold farm here. Okay, so it'll be some work if we decide to do that. So a lot more dangerous than I thought. Blindly terrified of the Nether and you play on peaceful. I've thought about doing a peaceful playthrough as like a single player thing. If I ever do a single player thing, it'll have to have some sort of like gimmick, you know? See lots of death in your future. Yeah, if we decide to do it. I mean, it won't be so bad because a lot of what we'd have to dig out would be in the ceiling. Right? So that's part of it. Nothing in there. I want to go to the end and see if there's anything else from my end workroom that I might want to use to refresh. This is another project we could do too as far as a building project. Our end has not changed since we opened it up like 4 years ago. In terms of our portal, the portal room. Here we've got a lot of changes. Here we've got like towers to fight. Crap. We've got towers here to fight the dragon. I somehow looked at an Enderman. Oh, you're here. Crap, I'm gonna die. The drawback of not having good armor is that these guys still hit like trucks. Dude is not finished with me yet. No, he was not. Alright, so this is an old workroom. And there's nothing... Ah, there we go. Having some of this stuff in the end box would be good. Trying to create shulker boxes that have like a lot of different options for us building wise for when we really want to get inventive and do cool stuff in Minecraft. CYB Cybe combat at last. I'm not very good at it. I'm not going to be very entertaining unless you like watching people die. And stone, and bricks. Oh, and walls. So we'll just maybe beef up these a little bit. Don't know why we would need 3 stacks, but why not? And I guess at some point we should do slabs and stairs too. Not that I build with this stuff very much. And really, that's it as far as end stuff goes, right? Like there's not a heck of a lot that you get in the end besides that and shulker boxes. Oh, this is going to send us back to the medieval area, I think. Yeah. All right. I would have been a goner. I just knew that I had a low ceiling here somewhere. There's the portal. This has been blown up a bunch of times. I'm trying to remember. There were elevators to get back up, but I think they have been destroyed, it looks like. Yeah, okay. One of the things we'd like to do, which won't happen today, but on the server we want to beat the dragon a few more times so that we can complete the end portals. We only have like 6 or 7 out of the 20. So there's a number of dragon fights, I think, in our future as a server. Yes, a shulker farm would be really cool. Right now, for us, it's just faster to just go out in the end and find them in end cities, because we can reset the outer end islands. There's nothing precious in the outer end islands, so we just put them wherever. Oh yeah, we're back here at the farm. Okay. Just in time for sunrise. Shulker farms are cool, but tricky to get right. Yeah, I think we were talking about that last time, Sandy. I feel like last time we were discussing them, we were trying to figure out where to put it, how much work is involved. Bringing a shulker back from the end just seems like a lot of work. I still feel like I'd rather just fly out and take one on in the end, you know. Still not sure what's happening here. It's gonna be some sort of crossroads, but the roads are final, including like a little ravine bridge over here. But I don't know what other builds I want to put in the area. Mary Gershwin, that's really nice. Hi to your nieces. I really appreciate that. Glad that they're enjoying the content. And glad that they like Cosmic Somerville. Somerville is beautiful. It's really cool. So much color. Was so happy to be able to use the mod where you get a shulker from ender pearls and purple blocks. That's actually a data pack. That's available for non-modded players. Is it Voodoo Beard? I think it's a Voodoo Beard data pack. That's where that's from. All right. Well, mission to get Netherrack was good. Mission to find unempty shulker boxes was also what happened. So that's a thing. So we will have to put that. Okay. This. What color would you make a shulker box full of Netherrack? Red or magenta? I wish we could do something in between. I think red. I think red would be better. This is what I mean by keeping organized. I don't even know how to spell Netherrack. Is it 2 R's? Ah, get it right. All right, the end, that was over here. And then this is not empty. That's got spruce stuff in it. We can top it up, but we don't have... This, I think, was a gift from Cosmic. All this spruce stuff, if I'm recalling correctly. Okay, so that's good. This is where I put all of our mini blocks. Guess we should go this way. Lewas, we've definitely talked about that before. I agree. Dyeing shulker boxes like leather armor would be fantastic. I'm still on the hunt for a data pack or a mod that lets you label shulker boxes somehow. I found one, but what it did was it floated the name like an armor stand. So like you'd put your shulker box down, but the name would float right here. So it really didn't do all that much, you know. It wasn't good. It got in the way and it looked very strange. Well, I guess we can look at maybe mapping out some of the heights of these buildings. For people that are curious about how I go about the early stages of an area, be kind of a cool thing to take in. On the break, maybe I'll pop over to Pinterest and see if I can grab some images so that we can have some stuff to look at, references. I definitely have an image for this. I definitely have an image to look at for that. So that could be kind of a fun place to start. The other thing we could do just to kind of get the ball rolling is that we could absolutely have the water be put into the moat, and that would then help here. The problem is that I feel like the edges of this canal might change based on the buildings. So I figured putting too much water in there too quickly might be putting the cart before the horse, so to speak. We've also got interiors and courtyard stuff to do here too, but I kind of want to go outward and move inward. I'd rather have... Oh, we're missing a door. I'd rather go out and come in, like work in from the gates rather than start on the interiors again. I think that could be better. So let's get a couple of shulkers. It looks like we have diorite already out there. Diorite, I've been using diorite and cobble in a lot of my kind of like layouts and stuff. That was cobble, yeah. And got the scaffolding. Could bring the nether rack as well. And we've got inner chest, crafting table. I think that's it. I think we're good. Actually, rather than doing it on break, why don't we do it together? I'll go find a good AFK spot. And then I can just bring up a new Pinterest window and we can look together. I wish Streamlabs would remember the fact that I want Pinterest as the website. I don't know why it insists on me having to like double click in the background each and every time I want to go in and do a website stuff. It's rather annoying. Anyway, this is my Pinterest page, and this is where I actually keep a lot of like reference and inspiration for Minecraft. And we are in the medieval fantasy area, and we are looking for, I think it's under buildings. I don't remember where. It's not bridges. Towns. Buildings. Maybe under buildings. There's one in particular that I thought would make a good dock. It might have even been Lego, now that I think about it. But I find a lot of concept design for like these 3/4 down, like top down games, like mobile games. They translate to Minecraft really well. So one of these. This is a cool one. Like that as well. This is what I mean when I was talking earlier about having like an inside and an outside. This is a blacksmith, but I think if we did something very similar, but with a stable, I think that could be an effective entrance to the west gate. It might have been this, or something similar to it. Maybe. The worst thing is that, you know, you'll remember these things when you see them, but until you see them, it's kind of like a brain fog. I'm also trying to avoid stuff that we've used already for reference. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm thinking about like fancier houses on the west side of town. This is actually a really good example of that. Let me zoom in. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger. Yeah, I really like the blue roof and the lighter color. Has like a courtyard and a fountain. Like little stuff like that I think will help make this side of town look a lot fancier. And you can see the similar type builds that you can get just by cruising for some concept art. Red roofs. We could use like red nether brick in some places. It could be very cool. Yeah, the problem with Pinterest is that you pin stuff back and then you just can't find it. It's okay if you stay organized. It's pretty good if you keep on top of it. It might even just be an image on my hard drive, because I don't remember where I got it. That's the end of my Pinterest board. This looks similar, but this is not Lego. It's a much larger scale too. I wonder if it's on my hard drive. I do keep a reference folder. Reference images. It is something that I put on my hard drive. Okay, well, at least I can surf to that. And build references there? Yeah. Let's change this image to the one that I just found. Use that one. So this, I think, is a good sort of, I guess, representation of what I would like to do in this other area over on the other side of the keep. So if I hide that and that, and oh, nighttime. Cormac, no worries. It's all good. Appreciate you being here. Doing well, farming Vilgut. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you again. Uh-oh. This place is very much not lit up because of the lack of builds, so it's a little bit dangerous. Let's go up here. Okay. So what I'm thinking is this area here will be good for a dock area. This is a little bit small, so my concern is that with this idea here, we won't be able to fit the size of the building that I want. This was just temporary, so we can change the shape of this to be whatever we want. And I really like the idea of taking this build here, and you can sort of see how it's got kind of round areas on the end of the pier, and then the middle is flat, and then it has a building that has like stairs and stuff on it in the kind of middle bottom, and that goes up into like a tower and stuff. Like it feels practical, but it also feels kind of like not fortified, but it feels heavy, you know, like it feels like it's got some meat to it. And there's a couple of towers around as well. So I just like that look. And if you think about the shape of this dock, if we had like a bulge here and a strip here and another bulge here, maybe even this could be pushed a little bit farther. I guess that's east. So like a little bit farther east here, and then have this actually be possibly straight, or just like come out with a little bit of a bump here. Then that could be really cool. And then we could work out what scale we wanted this to be. Look at this straight on if I can get over to this other tree. Yeah, like we've got some room here. We've got enough room to put a back alley or something like that down here. Could be kind of cool. This was temporary. I think I just threw this in quickly. We also have to work out what's happening with the bottom of this. I'd like this to have more of a gradient to it. It's very, very plain. But the reason why we've not done anything is no point in detailing all of this without knowing like what's in front of it. And so we'll do that, I think, after. But yeah, and I like this little bridge. Like there's some stuff I don't want to sacrifice. But for now, I think we're pretty good. So let's think about this other stable thing. I don't know if I have any other stables memorized. And also, I don't remember this being here. Oh, it's the Doctor Who thing from Alistair. Put that somewhere safe. Don't remember how he did that. I guess just blue banners. He builds a TARDIS around the server sometimes. He must have left it here by accident. I'll have to let him know in Discord that he's got it here. So I guess we can just kind of leave our setup kind of like in the middle here. So we've got, let's do cobblestone, diorite, granite, and netherrack. And then we want bed, this and that. Don't need zombie flesh. Break time when you're ready, says Cosmic. That went fast. All right, well, we're all set up to at least take a few minutes and just kind of like try to plan out this area. On the break, I think I'll pop onto Pinterest and look up maybe some medieval stable designs and see what we can come up with, because the other stables that I've made, the other barns that I've made, are not nearly this big. And so I'm not sure how exactly we're going to handle it. We also don't really have an AFK spot over here. I'm going to have to keep on cutting through and going to the other safe areas. If you're new to the stream, I take a break once an hour, and when I do that, I do run some ads just to kind of help support the stream. If you're subbed, you won't see anything, but if you are non-subbed, then there'll be a ad block on the break. But hey, I'm not here. I'm AFK, so you're not missing anything. I don't run ads when I'm actually playing the game. And yeah, I'll be right back. All right, so I looked up a couple of things on Pinterest, and they're usually a lot smaller than what I was thinking, but I like some of these. Some of the ideas of like having like the hayloft up on top of the roof is cool. I don't know how practical that is, but it creates a really unique shape to the building, which I think is nice. So we'll save this in medieval fantasy buildings, I guess. This is going to be an interesting stream, kind of going really through the entire creative process when I start new builds. I don't think I want to have a wall around it. I wish that they didn't gray out the images on Pinterest when you mouse over them. It is really tedious. That's a stable? Doesn't look like a stable. That's a cool kind of like, why is it steampunk? Like why is it trying to get me to save it in my steampunk thing? That's silly. The hard part I find with Pinterest is that no matter what I do when I'm searching for medieval stuff, like so much of what it throws me is Minecraft builds, and I don't want necessarily Minecraft builds to look at. I want to try to come up with my own Minecraft build when looking at reference material. This is quickly turning into not stables. I had better images before when I wasn't using miniature as a label. Let's just remove. Yeah, I was getting an awful lot of Minecraft stuff. That looks like it might be from the same artist that I used before for the other house. So here's an example of what it's cool looking, but like I don't want to use that as reference because like it's just another Minecraft build. I'd like to come up with something more unique. Really? So much Minecraft. Like most of what I bookmark is non-Minecraft. I don't know why it's throwing me so many Minecraft builds. The Lego stable. Steven, thanks for the lurk while working. Appreciate it. Let's just go to like town, medieval town, and see if we get better results. We might see other buildings that we could then bake and turn into a stable. I know I said I wasn't going to copy Minecraft builds, but this is really good. Except for, of course, it's not loading. There we go. Obviously, they've got some connected textures, which really help, but like, that's a small scale build. That's well done. Pardon me. More ideas from Pinterest. Well, we also have that other thing. We also have got the kind of medieval dock situation as well. That's right. We're only going for rough sort of, we'll call it proportions right now. So let's fly to the other stable. So I've got a small stable over here. Oh, wow. Video lag. Not sure why it's doing that. There's a small stable. So this is only what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the diagonal by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's really not that big at all. Anybody else seeing that? So I'd like to have probably 4 stalls for horses at least. So 6x7. Yeah. The other one that we have might be... Oh no, it's like 3 times as large. Okay. And the other barn that's not a stable, but has like a similar vibe to it. Oh, thanks, Cosmic. I like these thatch roofs as well. I don't think I'm going to do another thatch roof. We just did another recently, so I might not make a thatched roof stable. Because again, fancier side of town, it might be more of a wooden situation. This just has room for 1 horse because it's a small farm, but it's a bigger build. Definitely gives you more room. I'm wondering if we just keep the angle as an angle to the road, but we maybe have to turn this into a proper straight build. Not really sure. It's mostly cobblestone, looks like. So we'll grab some diorite, cobblestone. Plus, I've got no idea what's happening in this space. But if we're coming in the west gate and you want to put your horse somewhere, I think it makes sense to have a stable kind of like immediately to your left. I mean, this could be some open paddock area, you know? Like this could easily be something like this. We'd have to maybe trim it down a little bit, but like this could be open outside areas for the horses. And what I'm thinking is here we'd have maybe a space to tie up your horse out here, but then also a place to board your horse inside. And this would be the outside part. And yeah, we could probably change it to be a square building. I feel like it would be better if I did a square building. And by square, I mean like a right angle build. Still wouldn't start much sooner than here, though. So if this was the outside. Whoops. So then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven deep. And then this area here, we could have it be something that comes out like that, maybe. And that way when you come in, there would be like a little courtyard area here, and then this would actually be something you'd be looking at. I don't think I brought any stone. Am I planning on keeping the trees behind the build location? Nothing is precious. I'm planning on adjusting the landscape as needed. I don't want to completely like bulldoze it, but I'd like to try to incorporate as much as what I'm, you know, as what's naturally there as I can. But if something's in the way, I'm just gonna move it. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think that could work, because then we could have like the inn or the stable area could be here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take it easy. Hello, guitarist. Thanks for being here. Appreciate the bits and the support. Have a fantastic day. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I had that wrong, so we'll put that there. Yeah, I feel like that could work. And then this could have maybe like a big area here. For the horses to come in and out of. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess I could have left those there. It's hard with the trees. I may have to start cutting at least some of them down. Well, I guess either build, this tree would be in the way, right? This is why I bought scaffolding. And then this build probably won't come out that far. And that's good because one thing I learned from doing Lowtown over there is that I really like having alleyways between the buildings. Oh, this was 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 7. So let's go maybe 9 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it reduces the footprint by quite a bit, right? And then I guess we need another one over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can sort of see the two buildings, but I don't know. That doesn't really overlap the same way that I wanted it to. So there'd have to be some other building attached. Because even if we were looking at the stalls, let's just turn these into planks. So if a stall was like too wide, well, if that was the door, the stalls would be going the other way. Yeah, that door doesn't work, does it? My idea was that you'd come in here with your horse. Right, so you bring your horse in here, but then you'd turn left or right and there'd be different paddocks, I guess. But that means that there'd have to be a different area. And maybe that's out here, I guess. More spruce for my trapdoors. Yes. Yes, indeed. I do find that the navigation on Pinterest leaves quite a bit to be desired. It's very much a web page where like you have to go back and back and back and back, or like go all the way out to the top kind of like tier of your situation, of your boards, and then navigate back down to your subboards. It's not very friendly. I wonder if it would be easier to have this go the other way. So rather than the stables running this way, if it would be easier to have the stables along the back and have that run a fuller length. So like if this is your back, then you'd have a stable like here and then there, like along like that, and then this whole area would just be barn, right? Like closed over barn. So then this would make sense. Your gable would be here, or your half gable, depending on how you want to do it. And that way there'd be more room. Plus access here would make sense. We'd end up digging a lot of this down. Yeah, I think that makes for a larger, fancier stable. The question is now, have I put it too far away from the gate? I feel like I might have. Blank Benji subscribed at tier 1 for the 2nd month in a row. Appreciate what you do. Have a wonderful day. Gotta go to work. Thanks so much for the tier 1, for the lurk, for the stopping by. Appreciate that, Blank Benji. Everyone that subs is part of the reason I get to stream so often, so I can't thank y'all enough. Yeah, so even if this was like, you know, fence post 1, 2, 3. Well, I guess that gets pretty close, doesn't it? I'd want to have something out here, so there'd have to be some sort of like roof thing happening to help fill in that space, but that's doable. We'd be using slabs, of course. And there would still be a path there to get by if we wanted to, albeit small. Alistair McFly, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the lurk. McScrogan, I didn't see you come in. How's it going? Same with Elkhorn. Have you been here from the beginning? Starting the hoity-toity town. Yes, mighty Elkhorn. We started off wandering around the server looking for a place to do a gold farm. I wanted to check something out. And it's a lot of basalt delta, so I don't know if I really want to bite that apple. It might be more than I can chew. But we thought a stable would be the easiest thing to start with, and starting at the gate makes a lot of sense. So we're thinking about putting a stable here, but a big one. Like you walk in and there'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably like probably 7 6 or 7 stalls. 4 horses. I mean, plus there could be room. Depending on how deep we made it, we could also have stalls along there too, right? That feels a little bit narrow. But we could maybe make that work as well. That doesn't feel nearly as big as it should be. Yes, we need to do those Avalon paths as well. I wouldn't necessarily call this like, you know, West Stables Part 1. I feel like I'm just kind of blocking out ideas, trying to get a feel for the height of things. I like the idea of having a house here and a path here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that leaves a little bit of extra room to get, like, you know, because otherwise, like, if you fill this street with houses, you're not going to be able to get to anything back here. And so I feel like having, I don't even want to say a narrow street. Like, this might even be too narrow. We might want to go 5 wide and have like a street that kind of goes like up in this way. Could make a lot of sense because there's a tower planned for right there. And now that I'm staring at it, you know, this could be a really cool sort of like path. You know, get a road going up that way. It would give a nice back, you know, then we could have like a front door, back door to any of the houses along here. Their front door could be on the main road, but then their back door could empty onto whatever this is, you know. Flower shop, possibly. I don't remember putting that there. What kind of tower? No clue. It could just be someone's house. Could be like a rich castle type place. Like not like a keep castle, but like it could be. I like the idea of having minarets and towers on some of the houses over here. I think that's gonna look cool. So think like skinny tower, you know, something like that kind of a thing. But maybe not as boxy on the top, like maybe have a little bit sleeker. Yeah, the flower shop seems sus. Yeah, I think we'd both know who put that there. I like this little build on the corner, so I don't want to move it, so we might want to actually consider bumping this back by 2 blocks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't do that with torches in your offhand. It's a little straight. I think I might want to maybe bring it in at a bit of an angle. But that feels pretty good. That would mean that this place would have to get a lot bigger. So that would push that a little bit sideways. Or we change this so that the front door is actually out here. This does feel close. Even a block would make a difference, I think. This is where netherite may have been, or netherrack might have been a better idea. And there's no reason why we can't have something like coming off the front of this, right? Like this could easily be something that comes out like this. Gives a little bit of depth. The front door. I think you put it there and we joked that I should build a flower shop in every build zone. Oh, yeah. No, that's possible. The kind of person I was meeting never goes into town but looks down upon them because he feels better than them. Yeah, no, that's, yeah, that would be a good, like the tower should be, you know, maybe the mayor lives there, you know, like, I don't know. Powerful family, that kind of stuff. I like the road idea. That's cool. I guess what I should do is go get some stairs. Good thing I know where I've got plenty. And try to put a pitch on the roof and just kind of see how we have to break it up so it's not ginormous. Oh, I don't sound worried. I didn't mean to sound worried if that's what I sounded like. So if this ends up being a decent depth, I would say that feels, I feel like a 2x3 is feels small, but not too small for a horse stall. Plus we wouldn't use probably full blocks. We would probably use like trapdoors or fence gates or something. So it would feel a lot more open than me blocking things in this way. I don't think I want to get into the idea of using walls that are too thick over here, because that's not the scale that I've been working at this whole time. But I feel like that feels wide enough. Maybe even we didn't have stuff there. Doesn't feel too cramped. We'd have like stuff on the walls over here. We would probably change this. Oops. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. So where does that leave us for a width? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No! I guess we could go with a 2 wide middle. Oh, wait a minute. 9. I messed up. Looks like you are going to go down, Mr. Tree. Of course, that's not going to come down right away. Take it easy, Alistair. Thanks for hanging out briefly. Always appreciate it, no matter how long people can stay. I like that idea, Alistair. Cosmic saying, don't make me come over there and build you a flower shop. It's like the penalty for not using enough flowers in your build will be Cosmic just showing up and building like the noisiest, brightest, you know, I'm sorry, are you building a medieval fantasy town? I'm coming in with glazed terracotta and concrete of like light blue and Easter pink. And that is your new normal. This is the right area. And then we'll go, I guess, here. So again, we'd have to lower some of the landscape here. And you weren't worried. Well, maybe I am a little bit now. So I feel like this is a little bit too tall. That's too low. But I feel like the roof is going to have to start like in this kind of a position. One, two, three, four, 5. So it's not going to be short. It's not a small area for a small peak. I guess it's not ginormous. I'd still like it to be a little bit lower. I thought we were starting most of the roofs on that level. Yeah. It's the top of the 3rd block in a lot of these places. I like that scale a little bit better, I think. Even in things that are a little bit larger, like if we fly over here. Some of these buildings, top of the 3rd block. This is a little bit taller. Well, sort of. This is a taller structure. It's the, wow, it's like 4 blocks. But because it's not so wide, you don't get the huge peak. This is the fancier side. What are we doing over here? I got 1, 2, 3 there. Got 1, 2, 3 there. There's 2.5. Huh. I'm remarkably inconsistent. That sounds cool, Dandy Dalek. Sounds like a cool build. I'm glad this is helping, because like this is planning out in this way with wireframes, even if it is stone. I find netherrack is too distracting as a color in this area, so I don't find it that helpful. But let's try this at a lower start position. I guess it doesn't really matter then, does it? Because it doesn't make the peak any lower. That's kind of cool though. Gives us room to do a little bit of a loft somehow. I mean, it's still going to look pretty small next to the gate. This feels strange. Doing that. And then we could put maybe like a cart or something there. I do feel like I'm not maximizing the fact that this is an angled road. I feel like I might be building something just a little bit too poker straight. But the other building was going to be just huge. Dandy Dalek, if villagers help you in any way, take advantage of that. Because they are such a pain in the butt in every other aspect of this game. Alright, let's put in the ridge line just to kind of see what that looks like. And then we can see if we can work out a little bit more. I think that's right. It is indeed. And that's good. It's not tall enough that it messes with the tower, you know, if you're coming from this way. I guess that's the other important thing, is to walk both ways on the road. Am I going to add animals to this? I could see myself bringing in a couple of horses, because we could at least, you know, lead them to fence posts and have them not go anywhere. I'm tired of trying to get Minecraft animals to do what I want. I wish there was a way to contain them without building actual Minecraft fences everywhere. I mean, I get it. I understand why there's a certain mechanic to it, but yeah. We could even jack this up a little bit and have this be a little bit more of an interesting shape. That and that. Oops, that's wrong there. A little bit more barn-like, at least on that side. And I could push this a little bit lower. If I used 3 slabs on the end, we could have it really look like a slope. And that might be fun as well. All right, well then the other, I guess the other gable is going to go the other way. Yeah, that's going to be strange. Maybe that's just a single slant. That could work too. Don't know if the door position here works well. We might have to bump it out because of the way that the roof goes here. Not like the escaped pig. The escaped pig is a pigman now. He got hit by lightning. Should have stayed under the roof. I built him a nice little home. And I suggested that he stayed there. And he said, nay, nay. I shall escape, sir. And then the Minecraft lightning god says, well, here's your reward. One of the hardest things I find at this stage of building is to not get carried away and end up putting too much work into a building that you might have to move by a block, that you might have to adjust the height of. So I'm going to leave it there, I think, for now. Maybe we should attempt to put in the gable on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's difficult because it's a 6 wide thing. But if we had this here on this side there. And this just went straight over. I guess this doesn't have, if this goes inside the roof, it doesn't really matter which way it goes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if this was the middle, that actually looks okay. We might be able to work with that. Maybe it's just my personality and I'm used to just getting carried away with myself. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I have to work to not just straight at this and just turn it into a building. I have to like really make myself step away, you know? But what I should do is now look at this other side. And I had already decided on a couple of different positions. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this building, we decided to push out. This is a really tricky one. So here it looks like we were going to go up by another chunk. But I kind of feel like that would be a better way to go. But then, like, where's the door? Guess it would go here. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. And then this, the gable would be sideways. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So 1, 2, 3. This is the middle here. Oh, I do have dirt on me. I didn't think I had any dirt on me. So same thing here. Trying to think about where I want the roof line to be. Options are 1, 2.5, or maybe even higher. Higher might be easier to transition into the build next door. No guarantee these are going to stay spruce either. I imagine a lot of these are going to be dark oak because it does look fancier. The problem is doing kind of textures and options with dark oak as roofs is really limiting. I wish it was a little bit easier. And here I'd like to try to take advantage of those fancy roof shapes that we like. But that's hard. When you're going up by halves. Right. Try this. No. After listening to the spawn chunks a bit more regularly, I decided I wanted to see what you were describing verbally, and it's amazing. K Gazer, thanks very much. I'm glad you like it. Now, I don't know if we want to go quite this tall, but there's only one way to find out, and I find that trial and error with these roof height things is best way to go. That would change position a little bit. Whoa! You can see how that's going to start to fill in quite nicely, though. Like we start to have like a bunch of roofs here and a bunch of roofs here. This is going to be the only path that you can see, right? It'd be cool. I might not want it that tall. I feel like that's starting to compete with... Yeah. That's starting to compete with that side, and I feel like it would be better if it was a little bit lower. So if we start that down here, that might be a little bit easier. Alternatively, I could also not go quite as high by not doing 2 of these. So we can, from here, we can go 1, 2, and then straight into... Wait a minute. Yeah, then we have to go up another one. Oh no, that's the same. How did I mess that up? Here we go. Break time again, says Cosmic. We must listen to the Cosmic McScrewgun and fall off of things. Doink. Alright, let's grab this. It's an excellent podcast for drawing and other creative endeavors. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I guess we do kind of talk about creative process a lot on the show, don't we? So taller than the stable, but not as tall as it was before. I still don't particularly like the roof shape, though. For that one, we may just want to stick to a straight 45 gable. Feels a little bland. Also wrong. Well, no. The correction was for there. Yeah, it feels very barn-like. I'd much rather it be pointier. I'm trying to make things pointy on this side. So I think the solution is going to be to start lower. Much as I like that, I feel like it's going to make things a little bit easier just to kind of keep with a lot of the same things that we've been doing. There's nothing saying we can't go up by 2 and then up by 1. There's that as well. Anyway, one must listen to the Cosmic when a break is called. If you're new to the stream, I take a break once an hour. We're coming up on that now. And I run ads when my break screen lets me. Running into some technical issues. You won't see them if you're a sub, and you don't miss anything because I'm not here anyway. I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. All right, let's go and see what more we can do on the other side of town here with these roof lines and ideas. Thank you, Cosmic. See what I mean? Dangerous. Take a shortcut through the keep? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not liking this shape. This shape is very odd. I want it to be the other way, I think. Nope. I didn't even hear him come up on me. Oh, friendly creatures are at 20. No, that's friendly creatures. Let's turn these guys up to 65, just because. Thankfully, everything's stone. Oops. So I guess this would be out this way by 2. And then this is where this other building comes into play. I don't mind that look in terms of like the way it pokes out into the street. Ninja minions, yeah, not a fan. I guess I should remember that this is supposed to have another layer to it, so we might not see this roof. At least not very much of it. Yeah, it might not matter. It might not matter. We could also do like a double gable thing, where this could kind of come up like this and go straight into this roof. And then the building itself could go up taller. I mean, I guess this could have a second floor. I wasn't planning on it having a second floor. Fancy that, a creeper. Yeah, this is a dangerous part of town. You can see like there's lots of dark areas for things to creep out in. So this would be the other option, would be down at this height here. That was deliberate. Not a Radish, welcome back. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. See, that feels a little bit silly with that other house right next to it, but not really sure. Yeah. I gotta remember there's gonna be a roof going on this other place too. I do like the lower roof allowing you to see the keep though. I think I like that better. So then the keep will be, when you come into this west gate, you'll be able to see the keep, and then the keep will go behind this building, and then it'll come back out again into view. I think that might make sense. Binary, add math. Have a good one. Let's think about how to do the roof on this place. And this is where I think a dark oak roof probably would come in handy, although, well, I guess it won't really matter. But this is strange kind of 2x2 section. I don't know how we're going to do this. My guess would be 3 high, like 2, 3, and then here. Nope. Oh. Right, this would go out that way. And then we'd be competing with this, and this is where the inside won't matter so much as what the next roof is doing. So here we can do another one of these. Where's the other build that I did the 2 levels on? It's this one here. Right. It's just a straight thing, but the towers on the end really help. And that's where I think we could get into stuff like that, where this might not have a traditional roof on it. This could have a bit more of a tower here. Could be fun. It might help with this wonky design too. Because the other corner is in there, and this building is just like, not even a building, it's just attached. Just attached to it. I didn't realize you could jump up at that distance. Yeah, that might work. I don't think that overpowers it. It won't. What? I'm in the canal. It won't. Oh, come on. I want it. There we go. I didn't realize my heart was so low. But yeah, I don't want it to compete with this. So, I mean, it won't be spruce. Chances are it's going to be dark oak. Flies into an entire town built up. Yeah, right? It feels very strange. This feels like such a new area. But I think that's good height-wise. Like it fits nicely between these two, you know, as you're walking through this area. Everything behind it still feels massive, right? So that works. And then how does it do with keep? Yeah, that's not bad. And then it pretty much entirely covers the keep, but that's fine. All right, I like that. So we'll keep that idea. And these are just like kind of markers. I will more than likely look up tighter reference for these when we get close to doing like a proper build attempt on them. And it might change, but at least now I know like the rough height value that I want, how I want it to look, you know? And I mean, you might not even see this much of the gable because we've got this building as well to think about. And this building, I feel, this is where I feel like it would be better if it was a straight wall here. And then this was like an additive, that's not a word, additive, like something added onto the side. So that's like what? Like that. And then this would be, I guess, here. That feels really big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's too big. Let's go 7. Leaves us some back porch type areas to do along here. And then this could be maybe some sort of tower. Not diorite, I'm just using this because it's easy to spot on the map. Also, ankles are a thing, or they were a thing. I no longer have them. No, we want to go lower, don't we? Nice reveal to the gate as you come around the corner. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's a lot of what I do. For anybody that's new in the stream, a lot of what I do with these things is I'm trying to control kind of like the views, so to speak. So that means this would be technically that. One, two, three. That would put the peak here. Whoops, going the wrong way. And I need more spruce. Oh, I almost fell in the canal again. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in this room. I've got some ideas, but not quite sure. Having an ambulance siren in it is not on the list. Not on the list, in case you're wondering. That joke will mean nothing unless that came through on the mic. So that, and then it goes back by 2 again. This is going to be a really interesting looking little house because it's obviously going to run into this roof. I don't know if this is the right shape for what I want here, but so you can see how we could end up with some overlapping roofs here, which could be kind of cool. Like this might not even be here in the end. I don't think I mind having that tower there. That could be kind of cool. Remember, it goes back to like that image that I had. This thing that had like all the cool towers kind of around the dock. And if we're taking that into consideration, if this is the dock, then like that's pretty close by, right? It's not the closest tower. Like I feel like another one here would make sense. And having another one there. I think that could be cool. It may be more like 5x5. That's a 4x2 right now. We could have an entrance here, maybe. That would make sense for this bridge, you know? I like it. The ankle ambulance. Nice. So again, that doesn't really compete with anything around it. This still feels really big, which is good. Having a little bit extra something here, I think will go a long way. So I like that. Let's take a look at... Yeah, this might end up being a little bit taller. Let's take a look at this side of the roof of the road again. This should be pretty straightforward as long as we pick the right roof line. And I wonder if we can get away with a little bit more on this side. One, two, 1, 2. So the gable is obviously going to be on the end. We might be able to get away with like maybe a bit of a front porch or something. Certainly, I'd like to have some flowers and stuff out here. Because it is one of the first things that you see coming in the front here. Right? Like, I mean, it's right there. So you're going to be looking at it a good long while as you walk by. Rain in Minecraft, you don't say. Not a thunderstorm. I've always really liked the way that this side of the town is laid out. Thanks, Cosmic. Yeah, it should be fun. It's going to be really challenging. That's what I like about it. It's going to be really difficult to come up with everything. Like, that build there, who knows, right? Maybe it's another tower. I don't know. I do want to do more, like, circular things over here. Or at least not square. Rectangles and different things. Like, as you come up the road here, it's deceptive right now because each one of these is like a full block. And I might end up, especially like this section, like these have to be taken down into slab form. So like at least to about here, it's going to be all slabs. And then we've got to figure out like how exactly, like this is going to be super steep if we're not careful. So some of this spiral that you see, which seems to make a lot of sense, it might end up being a lot smoother later on. I find the rain sound can be very creeper-like. There's also something else that's very creeper-like. It's I think it's when you mine up rooted dirt. It's one of the new blocks. It's one of the beginning sound of the mining animation for new blocks. I guess I can always throw a couple torches around here so it's not a complete death trap at night. Because, I mean, the new spawning mechanics are great, but, like, when it's no torches, you're still in the same sort of boat, right? Is it one of the deep slate blocks? Maybe? Or maybe it's basalt? Maybe it's basalt. I can't remember. All right. So here I would definitely like to go at this with a steeper roof. Because as we're getting to this town square section, I feel like it's getting fancier. Should have got dirt. Oh, I got grass, it's fine. So I'm going to try something a little bit steep just to kind of see. That should bring us to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. This is 6 wide. Whose idea was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, all right then. I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably going to be too tall anyway. Oh, I was trying to land on the thing. Problem with these is that they end up looking like barns when they have a too wide spot in the middle. I guess we could always make that a 2 stairs so that it ends up with like a nicer peak. I'd imagine that makes a decent difference. Past Joel, right? I don't know what my aversion is to even builds. I find them very difficult. I think it is because it does complicate the peaks a little bit, you know? Still doesn't feel quite the way that I want it to. What if we went up with a stair right away? And this might not work at this scale. Might be worth it for me to just do a bunch of different, like, practice roof designs. That's actually not too bad, except for I'm not crazy about this part, but we might be able to put the stairs this way. We'd have to do something about that connection. Not my favorite, but trapdoors on either side of that might be enough. Might be enough. Let's quickly do that. That's, wow. I'm not used to the vanilla recipe of those trapdoors. We have a data pack on the server that gives us a little bit more when you put them in the stone cutter. It feels a little bit more natural. So this might limit the things that we can actually build this roof out of, but if this looks okay. It certainly helps with that connection. That's for sure. That's different. I like different. I like having roof shapes that I've not done before. Yes, I think that's probably how tall I want the tower. I could maybe see the little pointy bit, like this thing, maybe sticking up a little bit taller than the mountain so that you can see it better. I mean, if it's a dark roof, it'll stand out against the mountain. But I agree, I think it maybe has to break the mountain a little bit. The problem with the stair at the beginning is that it takes the whole block live sound. So we're trying to make it look a little bit taller. But I like that. I think that works for this. Again, it might not be spruce, but obviously we need to do something that has trapdoors. I mean, this could end up with a turquoise roof. Like, this could be copper for all I know. Not really sure. None of these builds have any kind of palette picked out. I'm just kind of meandering around here and figuring out where mostly ridge lines are going to be. And now this is where scaffolding is going to come in handy. We can do this. Well, sort of handy until it does that. Then it's not so handy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here. No more stairs. Thanks for the lurk, McScrewgun. Appreciate it. I love that it's big enough in here that I can actually fly around. Let's grab those. And we'll do the choppy choppy. Replenish the old bamboo. That was a half stack. Nice. Alistair is back. Welcome back, sir. And yes, we need to coordinate when you and I can do a co-stream. Now that we've sorted out the audio issues that we had before. Well, that was slick. How was that? pro scaffolding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everything is sixes. And then what did I do? I did stair. And then inverted block, stair, and then it's back to inverted in a block. I think. No. Doesn't matter. So the only issue there is that the stairs are a little bit boring. So we might want to go with slabs across the top to give it a little bit of height on the peaks. A little bit difficult to do that with a too wide ridge, but I feel like we should be able to manage. That does feel a little bit big. Maybe not. I guess it depends on what's behind it. If there's more behind it, that's the other thing. I don't, as we go up the hill, the houses are going to be up like here, I think. So I'm worried. I'm not so much worried about seeing the wall behind it because I don't think you're going to be able to see any of the wall. I will have to wrap the stream up in about 15 minutes or so, just because I have to go get dinner ready. Cosmic, if we still have raid potential kicking around, if you wouldn't mind throwing a poll in chat to see who in chat is going to stick around for the raid, and if they have a thought, an opinion to share on who they would like us to raid, then that would be great. Many thanks. So we'd want to do something more interesting than this. This is a very long, boring sort of situation. So we'll probably end up doing something along here where this goes up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just so that's a little bit more interesting as you walk by. Poll is up. Thank you very much, Cosmic. Appreciate that. So folks, even if you are looking, if you wouldn't mind tossing in your 2 cents, that way we know that the raid will be sticking around in the new channel. Don't often do this. I thought it would just be kind of a fun experiment. And I guess at this point we need to look at either the next building or probably look at maybe how this roof is going to go. I feel like the lesson that I learned here is that I don't want to go too tall. This is feeling quite large. 1, 2, 3. I'm also really not sure about these diagonal builds. Oh, out of stone. Oh, I thought I was going to make it. And if this is too small, then we could always like completely back it up to the keep. But I like the idea of either having a back door out of this place or an alleyway along here and maybe like a little bridge going across this would be kind of cool. I just like the idea of having like a secret entrance. I mean, it could also just be a door here, right? Like there could also be just straight up something like that. By make it, you mean introduce your face to the ground? Yeah. That's a possibility as well. That is going to look cool. I'm just worried it's going to look too heavy to be this close. I wonder if it's going to be better to push this a bit wider in both cases and take the stone all the way down. So it'll look more like this, I think. Yeah. Maybe do something like that. I mean, obviously not that bland. We have yet to texture and do all kinds of cool stuff here, but I wonder if making this building just a little bit more of a unique shape might help us in the long run. I'm less worried about that I am just kind of finding a max height for it, which I guess we could probably do with scaffolding pretty easily. Looks like we're going to go visit Tango Tech. Nice. I mean, I'm going to stream for another 10 minutes or so. Yeah, that sounds cool. I like Tango a lot. I think he's a really great creator. He's on my bucket list of people that I'd like to interview on the Spawn Chunks. We've had Impulse on the show, but not yet Tango. How many blocks above? So 1, 2, 3. So if we go up to the top of that and then we do another 3, we'll probably get a decent height measurement. Maybe like right here. It's 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It'd be a fun conversation, especially how nuts some of his stream farms are lately. Absolutely. And one of the things that we talked about on the hangout this past weekend, the quarterly hangout, was like for future guests, like we're not just running the list of Hermitcraft, but like it's an easy in because Johnny does the Hermitcraft recap, and then because we've interviewed a number of hermits already, like Azuma Void and Gemini Tay and Impulse and Wells Knight and Grian, like we've slowly but surely we're bringing them in at the right times, I think. And I think as much as I'd be excited to bring Tango in if he'd be willing, I think I want to wait for the Warden to be out because I know he's got plans. I know he's got just banana plans for the Warden, and I think that would be really, really cool. So bringing someone in like that's a heavy farm, heavy redstone guy before Skulk Sensors and Wardens are in the game, I think would be kind of like pulling the trigger too soon, I think. So I haven't discussed it with Johnny. I'm just kind of spitballing here. So like don't take anything that I'm saying, you know, as something that will happen. I mean, not to mention we have to get to him to agree. Although I think Impulse had a good time when he was here. I'm kind of thinking we could do the middle part lower. So that was 10. What if we did 8? I never thought to use scaffolding to do this. Not a bad idea. So like the higher on each side and then lower. And maybe we change these from being an angle. Maybe they end up being like turrets. Maybe we make them a little bit rounder. Like, so rather than having to deal with these very awkward angled roofs, we could end up doing, well, actually they would look pretty cool. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I feel like that's a fun height. It doesn't interfere too much. Like, especially if we keep it low here, because you can still see the windows on the keep. And it's really only going to cover like a part of it. And it doesn't really break the battlement line until you get really up close to it. Yeah, I think that's a good height. I like it. Okay, let's figure out, I don't know what's going here. I don't want to do another angled build. I feel like this needs to be something solid. Did you see the mouse wiggle? Sneeze came out of nowhere. Brr. Hay fever season. Gotta love it. And this is that other build. The build reference one that I was talking about. I wonder if I have any more images that I can put up. That'd be better for that. That's a top. Oh, here's a top-down one. So if we look at this and change the properties to this one, and then we'll scale it. So you can sort of see, actually, let's move this build reference. We'll slide you over there. So this is going to be a little bit hard. This is like Mario Kart split screen at night when I don't want to get blown up. Hold on. I'll see if I can line this up so that we can see what I want to do with where I want to do it. So apologies for the weirdness, but if I fly up here where we were before. Oh, I guess I'm looking at it the wrong way. Let's go over here. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so you can see let's just do that. There we go. You can see how they've got in this Lego build, there's the wharf, and you can see the straight line of my wharf. And what I want to do is have the little round kind of bulges kind of protrude out into the river. And then you can see there's that tower with a crane and a roof on the right-hand side, just next to the edge of the wharf. And you can see the cobblestone. I don't have a cursor to point, but you can see the cobblestone on the right-hand side of my screen. That was a rough layout. And I think what I can do is I can squeeze a tower in there and then get get the other building attached to it. So yeah, I think that's what I want to do. I need to update some of the buttons on my Stream Deck. I don't have all of them moved over from my previous setup yet. But if I bring up my UI again, so like there's where I'm talking about, where instead of this square building here, we could have the square building with this funny little angle on it. And this could just end up being like straight up against the keep. Like we don't have to have this be an alleyway. But this part here, I like the edge, and we've got like a third block here, so I could come in here and do this, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then we could remove all this stuff. And end up with a nice little tower here. Break this down. And so if I was to do the scaffolding trick like that, that. Let's go, I don't know, let's take a guess. 5 more? I can't believe it's taken me this long to use scaffolding like this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh, I'm missing one. Yeah. I mean, if it was gray, obviously. More gray. Plus whatever little attachment we do on the top of it. And then really the viewpoint I'd be concerned about would be like, you know, docking a boat. So like if you're coming in here, I think that's plenty tall. And that way the roof down here on whatever build this is can end up being a decent height as well. So like 2, 3, 2, 3, and then so maybe 5 or 3. Yeah, I think that works. I mean, it's you got to use your imagination right now to figure out where things are going. But again, this roof, you know, really doesn't compete at all with the detail on the keep, and whatever gradient we have on the keep when we're done, you're still going to be able to see it around the side here. So I think that'll work. Not much finished building today, but quite a lot of conversation and quite a lot of planning. And this is kind of how I go about these kind of builds. So if you're curious how I go from this wireframe to this sort of situation where it's a completed street, this is basically what I do. You lay things out first, get the lay of the land, make sure you don't have to move anything. Figure out what your roof lines are going to be like, you know, in terms of, you know, now that we've got this other build in here, like it completely hides all that other stuff we just put behind it, but it doesn't conflict with this. Not a fan of that lineup, so we might end up changing this. I do feel like this is kind of cool looking, but could maybe be lowered by a block. It does feel a little bit large. I don't want this to overpower this building either, so we'll have to see. Yeah, lowering that one. I like the shape of it, but maybe starting it down around this block might be the better way to go. I think that might work out well. It does have the advantage of being up on the hill, so maybe that's why it looks so tall. So we can kind of tweak that around. But if you've enjoyed this, you can tune into my internet feeds tomorrow, where I will hopefully be recording a new episode and releasing a new episode of the Citadel Cafe. We had technical difficulties today. That's why I had time to stream. So, hey, win-win, I guess. There's also a new episode of the Spawn Chunks out. That's episode 189. We talked about the new Sonic Boom from the Warden, as well as a bunch of listener email. It was really fun. Lots of cool ideas. Of course, follow me on Twitter. You can follow me. If you're in the Discord, you'll get notifications when I go live. That's always a good way to keep up on things, because I, for the life of me, cannot get my Twitch notifications to come through. So if you're having the same problem, then Discord is definitely an advantage, because I give like an everyone tag when I know I'm going to stream. Last but not least, Patreon is a great way to support. And of course, thank you to everyone today that either used a gift sub, Tier 1 Prime Gaming. I really appreciate it. We have blown away the sub goal for April, and it's not even the end of the month. So I truly appreciate it. We went over 300 quite a while ago. We are going to be doing a Lego Let's Chat and a new game stream where the community will vote on which game I'm going to play. That's going to come up probably in May, only because I'm crossing my fingers for a specific Lego set to kind of get my hands on that. And I'm kind of like pushing to the very last minute to see if I can grab that. We're going to raid Tango Tech. He's a Hermitcraft member and a fantastic streamer. I think you will enjoy him, and we'll see you next time. That's Friday, by the way. I believe the next time I'm going to be streaming is Friday at 1 o'clock Atlantic. That's UTC -3. See you then.